Hello guys, today we're gonna show you how to scan from, or not to scan, how to just create a wormhole chain. I'm in in a Null-Sec at the moment and I'm trying to find a way back to high-sec. And why is this important? Why is like a wormhole chain important? It's basically just to avoid gate camps. It's very useful in low-sec, but the beauty of it, if you just have an industry station anywhere in Null-Sec, you can just basically establish yourself in that region. That's all you need, lean that industry, and once you have an industry, it's just a matter of finding a wormhole nearby, and you can just bring stuff in, compressed, and sometimes you can just bring like big haulers. Let's just take a look. What is this? It's a 4 to 5, and as you can see, it's an extra large. That makes it, let's just save it at Wormhole to high-sec. Those are desirable actually if you just want to move, although very not recommended, but if you can escort it or somehow have or an alt and you can just kind of know, check ahead or something, move stuff around. So I was in Null-Sec, and I guess the way you just go back, we're gonna always bookmark and we're gonna create a safe in the wormhole. Let's make a safe. We have the one that goes back. So you just control B to create a bookmark, warp to any of the planets or whatever you want to warp to, because we're gonna warp back to the safe. And in this time we're just gonna launch the probes. So if somebody just see the probes, want to create a bookmark and warp there, if they're really fast, I mean it's like a 1% thing that to happen, but it's best to just launch the probes not at your wormhole that you came from, rather from a spot that you're not gonna be. Okay, so we're gonna keep scanning for an exit. Let's take a look if that's gonna be one. And I also like to just, if I have the bookmark, to get rid of that cosmic signature that I came from, so I know that that's gonna be a wormhole too. Okay, let's take a look at what is this. It's also a wormhole. It's to a Null-Sec, so that's not gonna be useful actually to us. So we can actually ignore, because we're not interested to go in any Null-Sec. And we're gonna go back to a safe. And I think I messed up a little bit here. I think this is better. I'm just gonna find it. We're gonna go back to the safe. Realign, activate the microbe drive. We're gonna look for other wormholes. So we found a wormhole. I think it's just... Oh, actually it did it. We get the rewards today. Let's claim them all. Yeah, it's just about scanning. Scanning like the other wormholes is the way to find an exit. If you're you find a wormhole C5, is, oh, this is a C6, and it's about to get closed, so we're not really that interested actually into that. But yeah, it's about logistics, you know, or setting yourself up without or reducing the risk of gate camps. That's what the wormholes are for. Now, that doesn't mean that they're completely safe. Obviously, you can still get ganked. But is it safer? Absolutely. Let me just take a look. It's also extra large. And if you're looking for the extra large wormholes that have extra large entrances, is that you can actually bring the big hauling ships, so you can just have a lot of big stuff. Like I can bring like a Charon and yeah, move stuff around in it, and you can put a lot of mats in it, and makes the job a little easier. I managed somehow also to like bring like 100 million tritanium with a Charon, because there's like I put like extenders on it, and we just reactivate. Yeah, it has like 1 million M3, and you can put like 100 million tritanium. So I moved from high sec via wormhole chain with the extra large wormhole access, a freighter, in a Null-Sec. And that's how you do logistics. There's no other way you can just bring that much mud in like maybe even enemy territory. But the fact that there's like NPCs, so you can just do this like, are very useful. It's like anywhere where you can like set up, or there are like NPC stations. Where, let me just take a look. Personal. Yeah. So just look at the map and kind of figure it out where there's like not controlled by players systems, and where there is, for example, at least one industry. So if this has industry, then you can actually set yourself up. You can make that station, for example, um, your home station. And if you die, you're just gonna respawn there with their clone. And the industry, and I guess showing you the wormhole chain, so you don't die to those gate camps, and they will not know where the entrance is. Sometimes they can close the wormholes and that, but it's not something that. And the beauty of it is that you don't have to do it that often. I think it's maybe at the beginning where you're gonna try to set yourself off a little bit, try to build some things. But after that, you can just move. And I mean, I guess the thing that you want to do is like you're trying to build ships there, because those are the one that matters, that have the most M3, and you can just bring later the modules if you have the money. And that's how you can probably just set yourself up. But and that works for like big alliances too, who just maybe try to insert themselves somewhere. You can definitely do that. Though you might need, because there's like a limit mass, so much you can just bring through with the freighters. Those wormholes are gonna close, but you can definitely bring quite a bit of stuff. You can definitely find new wormholes, But yeah, the most difficult ones, or the ones that have extra large, are the C4, C5s wormholes, and those are the one who just allow extra large. All the other have large, medium entrances for your ships. That means you cannot bring freighters, and if you cannot bring freighters, you cannot bring a lot of logistics. You can always bring compressed stuff, yes, but it's not up to that level. Okay, we found the wormhole. Let's see if it's the right one. Otherwise, we might need to just go into the other C5 and continue to find a wormhole chain. And that's how you do it. Sometimes it's just like you're not going to find an exit. And usually you don't find an exit directly to high-sec from a C4 or C5. You usually just go through a connection of C4 and C5s until you find like a C1 connection. And then from a C1 you go to... Okay, this is a drifter and I'm not interested. So we're going to go into the other C5. And that's how we create the chain. We're going to remove everything else. And let's edit wormhole to high-sec. Because I believe we're going to be in high-sec. If not, at least low-sec, somewhere close to high-sec. Always bookmark the entrances and the exits. It's very important. I mean, probably any other EVE Online YouTuber said that, but hey, gotta tell you that too. It's actually a good tip. So we're gonna warp to one of the custom offices or one of the planets. Same thing. Create a safe. It's important. Why is that important? Well, it's just that if they don't have combat scan, they can never find you. So, and we're gonna launch the probe scans. So why I'm doing this right here, why I'm launching the probes there, well, to explain it in short, if you launch the probes, sometimes if they're like fast players, they can see them on their overview and they can bookmark and warp to that. And they're gonna be at that custom office. Not where your safe is, for example. Sometimes you can just do that and not launch the probes. Also, like launch the probes like right away, because if you don't, give them more time for them to do that. So as you can see, I launched them right after. I don't wait. So they're in space now. Okay, and also I'll have to align and activate my Corp drive. It also makes us very hard. And I just scanned the entrance that we came from, so we can ignore that. So we can focus on the other cosmic signatures. And that's how you kind of just, a lot of scanning. I'll recommend to just get a couple of good skills, maybe like some implants, small implants, something to help you to scan to improve your... Currently, I have 119, which is pretty good. Core probe strength, but yeah, sometimes you can struggle if you don't have like the implants, the right, the sister probe, the sister probe or the launcher. Those are things who help you to increase a little bit the core probe strength, and also definitely the rig, which is not expensive. And Rage Finder, and I like Scan Array, so I can just like keep relaunching probes. And yeah, it takes a bit, guys. It takes a while to find like a wormhole exit. It's not, easy. Especially if you live like a Null-Sec, because the Null-Sec usually have like wormhole level 2 or 3, or just give you exits to difficult spaces. much more often than high-sec or low-sec. Now this is a C1, but it's less than 3 hours or 4 hours. But I'm gonna bookmark it anyway. Usually you want to go lower if you're like in a bigger. I think it's a C3, but I'm gonna mark it as a C1. Yeah, if you're like in a C4 or a C5, you want to just go lower. That's the idea. If you go in lower, it's a higher chance for you to find exits to exit or low sec, to high sec or low sec. Now we're gonna keep looking for if we can find something else better than that C1. If not, we're gonna go into that. I like to not go into C6, and also like to not create connections in wormholes that have, you know, they're close to closing or even like that, or 4 hours. I don't like that. I like to have them a little more stable, so I can also like maybe share with teammates in the corporation like that entry, and makes things a little more easy to do that way. Also, if you have like teammates that can help you with that to find the routes, it's very useful as well. Usually just like mail, create like a mail and send like the exit and the share folder with my teammates. You can definitely do that to like create like a mail where you just like, you know, for example, I have here wormhole chain where just like, you know, send, you know, locations. Now, obviously, that mail you should only send to like people who you trust, people in the corporations. Okay, let's take a look at this wormhole. This is the last wormhole, the last signature of importance, and that's also like a C5. Now, for the purpose of the video, I'm gonna go into that C3 or C whatever. But if I were to not, I would definitely just continue into this C5 that I just scanned to create a more safer connection. But I'm gonna go into this C1 for now to show you or to highlight you how to find a wormhole to HiSec. Now, because it's in a lower one, the chances are much higher that you find an exit to HiSec or at least low sec. We're gonna save this location. Wormhole back home. And we're gonna warp to another location. That's always a mistake. I don't want to launch the probes at. I mean, it's such a minor thing, but sometimes it can happen because if they bookmark those probes, they know your entrance, and you know sometimes they can just close your exit or something like that. It rarely happens. It almost never happens, but you know, if you're really paranoid, you just like warp to like a custom office first, then launch the probes from there, then go to a safe, then activate my Corp drive. That's the safest way. I've never died like this way. Never. It is that safe. It is really that safe. I got sometimes people warping to the safe, but because I was already micro warp driving away, they're just too far, and I have much there enough time to warp away. I'm really, you know, if they get into the safe, it's just I have so much time, and so pulled away from them that I have time to warp away safely. So we're looking for exits. This is not what we're looking for. We're gonna look for direct exits to HiSec now, because we're in a 1 to 3 wormholes, and we should find exits to HiSec. And we're gonna ignore the data. Align. Keep on scanning. Yeah, sometimes it's like I scanned so much. I was like in like 6 exits or going through like 6 exit of wormholes, and I just jumped through a lot of wormholes until I found like an exit to high sec. You know, I usually go like two or three wormholes. If I really don't, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna keep on finding. I'm just like probably gonna search in like another day, finding like a wormhole like that. It's more direct. If it really takes you like, just keep on scanning. All right, let's take a look. This is a low sec. I mean, let's take a look. We're gonna save it. Wormhole to low sec. Let's get out of here. Okay, let's see how far we are we from the MR station and how far are we from HiSec. It's pretty far. I don't like this exit. It is still something, but not the ideal. So we're gonna keep trying to find something better, but in worst case scenarios, I would use this one, sure. It's not the end of the world. It's just not something that I'm looking for. So warp to safe back. Let's relaunch the probes. And we're gonna recentralize and try it again. But yeah, that's basically kind of how you find your way out of it. I would have liked to highlight you how to find it to HiSec, but if I don't find it here in this system, then I'm gonna leave it at this. That's how you basically kind of find your way back to the population in HiSec or low-sec or trading stations. It's a gas. Gonna keep on looking. Not a gas. really focus now. There's two more. I mean, if I don't find anything in here, then yeah, here we go. But I kind of basically showed you how you find an exit by big to, you know, from far. Combat site, we're gonna ignore that, and one more. See what we find in here. Oh, there you go. The last one. Is it the place that we came? I think it is. All right. Well, I guess that is gonna make it for the video. Thanks for watching. I basically kind of show you how I go out. I'm just gonna go back now to where I came from in Null-Sec. So actually, let me just go back home like that. Gonna remove. But yeah, kind of gave you my thoughts about it and how to do it. And why is that useful? It's because basically logistics. And you don't want to lose your stuff to it. We're gonna go into this one. I'll keep it like this. This, and I think I had to do one more, right? Yeah, I think I was one more route. Then I'm back in Null-Sec where I was. All right, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you into the next one. Bye.